welcome to Gemstone Tarot, Wednesday the 5th of November, 20... Shit! Sorry about that. That was just the chair, the three-legged stool. Sorry. Right. Wednesday the 5th of November 2025. Someone told me I said 2023 the other day. It doesn't surprise me. It's the kind of thing I would do. Are my lips syncing? I think they are. I'm having a few issues with the computer, and also there's hardly any light. What's going on? What's this winter thing? Okay, so we had a rascal of boys, and one moment, I'm just going to fetch my glasses. These slightly funkier than normal glasses that I've got. Can they see? Yeah. I don't know if they're the right or wrong side of Dame Edna. Anyway, collective noun of the day. Whew. Itchy nose. An itchiness of noses. There you are. Can we read this one? Hang on. We probably won't do that one, because YouTube might get a little bit funny about it. A gaggle of gossips. Let's keep it clean. Let's keep it PG. Gossip was rife, and still is, in the Middle Ages for three reasons. First, privacy was hard to come by, even in large homes, since the grand hall was used by all family members, and noblemen and women were rarely out of the earshot of servants. Which I'm currently watching. Is anybody else watching this? I'm watching The Gilded Age, which is all about that, and it's fascinating. There was also relatively little going on by way of passing the time compared with today. Finally, there were a lot more rules governing acceptable behaviour, so the kind of misdemeanours that would barely raise an eyebrow nowadays would have seemed scandalous to the medieval mind. This latter point meant that gossip could be very damaging, and the besmirching, one of my favourite words, the besmirching of innocent reputations was such a problem that both borough and manorial courts tried to punish gossips with warnings and fines. Gossip was also a way of obtaining power in the Middle Ages, especially for women, to whom other means of exerting their influence were unavailable. Within court, rumours about who was in and out of royal favour could subtly shift the balance of power, and in an age in which loyalty was paramount, rumours of allegiances elsewhere could be enough to see a nobleman stripped of his privileges. A group of gossips has been described as a gaggle since the early 15th century at least, and the term appears in the Harley manuscript and others. As with geese, the gaggle is an allusion to the sound made by those exchanging tittle-tattle. James Lipton, in his 1993 book An Exaltation of Larks, ooh, we might have to go for that one, offers a dish of gossips and also a peak of gossip columnists as a couple of modern variants. A gaggle of gossips. Now, I don't know if we'll be doing a herd of harlots tomorrow. I'll have to do a pre-read and see. And the one that we didn't do today, an incredulity of cuckolds. Thank you to everybody who has hyped their monthly video. Made a massive difference to the channel. Absolutely hallelujah to all of you. The monthly readings are nearly all out. Everything should be out. Sorry you had to wait, Sagittarius. Hopefully you're out tonight or already. And Taurus, you should be out, and that's it. We're done. They're really good. They're really good this month, actually. I'm just going to blow my own trumpet. Yeah, check them out. They're in the playlist below. Oh, gosh. We're having Frine and Bendy Rude, or Brian and Wendy Frood, Heart of the Fairy Oracle. Oh, my God. body's naked in all of them. Right, hang on. Bottom of the deck, we've got the blessings, or the blessing. The blessing is really nice because it's literally as simple as that. Something comes in that's really nice and it's a blessing, and it gives you a feeling of, well, there's two things actually. One, it could just be that it's nice and it's a blessing, but two, it's that really annoying thing as well of looking at something from a different angle and realising it's a blessing rather than a curse, which takes a little bit more work and a bit more digging than just going, thank you very much, blessing. It's a bit more, well, I'll show you the next one. It's all TNA today. The big behind. When you get the big behind, it's Brian and Wendy Froud's way of saying, see the bigger picture. Look at it from, it's a bit like the Hanged Man. Look at it from a different point of view. You know, see it from behind. I don't want to, you know, you're giving me the spade and I'm just going to keep digging here, aren't I? In other words, if something is really annoying you, and I do this, and it takes a bit of doing, but if there's something and the odds are kind of like stacking up and I'm thinking, you know, that kind of peevish little that you sometimes do in your, oh, let me just switch that off. I was keeping my phone on because the boy's on a trip, but we don't need that. You know, that kind of, well, this will never happen and that will never happen. The sort of goblin that goes in your head and then says, well, now you've done that and then you do this and then you... all that kind of stuff. What I do is I literally, it's like turning a massive crank. I'm like, no, I'm going to imagine this working out. That's all you have to do. Imagine it working out. If you've got enough energy, you can exceed it and be like, imagine this being amazing, you know, but you might not be able to get to the amazing bit. So just go for, this is going to work out. I just don't know how yet. Okay. And you'll find that it does. And then we also have another, I mean, I don't even know where to put everything on this one. This is why I find it difficult to use this deck now. The Lady of Unicorns, okay, is having that third eye and knowing that there is a benefit underneath. And it's like the oldest thing in the book, isn't it? Count your blessings and all that. And it's so irritating when someone goes, you know, and then I actually did an affirmation and I realised that it was all actually really good. You know, you don't have to be that good at it. You don't have to do mirror affirmations, which I find completely, ugh, I don't know why, I just don't like them. Just see it from a different angle. See the blessing, feel the blessing, goddamn hunt that blessing down, okay? Now, this one. Prick up your ears. This is about animals that are, I suppose we could call it vigilant, but imagine a hare, for example. Love hares. And they live in these kind of sets, don't they? They kind of live very low to the ground, but they're very vulnerable, but they're incredibly vigilant. Their hearing is really good. I suspect their eyesight, not maybe overall is really good, for what is needed is really good. So this is about listen, listen, listen again, and then listen harder. Listen until you hear what you want to hear, and look until you see what you want to see. Channeled message, channeled message. And then we get the Maiden. This is like some kind of ancient folklore of OnlyFans, isn't it, this deck now? It could probably, like, they could probably... Brian and Wendy Froud could make a packet with Heart of the Fairy OnlyFans. Heart of the Fairy Oracle OnlyFans edition. Only fairies. Oh, sorry. The Maiden. The Maiden is the part of all of us that still thinks that magic can happen. And I suppose they call it fairy. But magic can happen there is light, there is laughter, there is love, okay? That always reminds me of when I saw it on Instagram where someone had taken live, laugh, love that their mum had on the wall. Tipexed it out and put lube. Live, laugh, lube. I would have kept it up there, but that's just me. Enjoy the monthly readings, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.